let's get down to the truth of what is in this world. Number one, God is. God is the creator. God is the giver of life. Abortion is not part of God's plan for life. Number two, everything has a sequence through history. Okay, at first, mankind, there wasn't a whole lot of man. Populations were low. So, horses, camels, donkeys, whatever, were sufficient for transportation for man. Walking, that was a good one. But population changed. And as population changed, there were areas that became more populated. And it became less of an efficiency to have horses, donkeys, and whatever to go to town with. Or to go to the farm with. If we didn't have the transportation system that we have, the people in the cities would starve to death. Actually, there wouldn't be cities. They'd be spread all over the place. And there wouldn't be factories. There wouldn't be much of anything, really. Now, because God provided all of this for us, that means He provided crude oil and natural gas as sources of energy. God knew what was going on even before man was on the earth. God knew. And He set forth the plan. At first, they'll walk, ride horses, ride donkeys. And then they'll need some other form of transportation. Steam became a formidable source of power for trains, even automobiles and motorcycles. But then, gasoline was refined from crude oil, and man began forming a system of mass transportation, which works absolutely wonderfully well. In the inner cities, there are grocery stores. Well, how do they get the food? Do they ride horses? Pull carts with horses and oxes? No. Truck drivers bring the food in to the inner cities, load up the grocery stores, and then go get more. And it keeps going around and around like that. Look, this climate change garbage is nothing but a huge lie. It's BS. It's nothing except the government wanting to take money from industry. They say, oh, well, these gas companies, they can't be making that much money. They're making all the money. Well, no kidding, Dick Tracy. They have to pay for exploration in places like Alaska, in the Gulf, in all the states where there's land that they can drill. Now, let's take one city block, all right? And we're going to make that our drilling station. Then we're going to put our pumping station within that block, all right? Now, we could probably put 4 pumping stations inside that city block to pump oil out of the ground. How is that destroying the ecosystem? It's not, because it pumps it straight out of the ground into a pipe. That pipe takes it to the refinery. The refinery turns it into oil for the engine, gasoline, and they use some of the byproducts for plastics. Okay, so in the air, it'll kill stuff. No, that is an outright bull-faced lie. Because everything that's pumped into the air is sucked in by the grass, the trees, the flowers, everything that's green. It takes the carbon particulates and through photosynthesis turns it into air. Whoa! Really? Yes. How did that happen? God, the Creator, made it that way. Just like He made the transportation systems as history went along to grow. The transportation system grows as the population grows, as the cities grow, as everything grows. It has been taken care of that mankind will keep living because there was an intelligence that first created the earth in the first place. Okay? So in the creation of the earth, He made everything. Crude oil, natural gas. There's water in the ground. There are nutrients in the ground that cause the plants to grow. You can't say that just happened. At all. Ever. All the rest of the planets are round. They're balls. They're spherical. Except the Earth. The Earth has giant canyons between the continents that are full of water. Huh. Imagine that. Man needs water, so there's water. Whoa. I'll bet that happened in the giant explosion, huh? Not. Why? Well, let's look at the oceans. Salt water, or salt, is a purifier. Gosh, what does that mean? You mean as the sun draws the water up off of the ocean surface into the clouds, the water is pure because of the salt? Whoa. You mean it works like that? When it rains, do you see salt on your car? No, because salt doesn't evaporate. Water does. So God made it so that the oceans of salt water purify. And they draw up the water by the sun's evaporation into the clouds. The clouds come over the land and it rains. Water. Not salt water, fresh water. Wow. And that just happened from a giant explosion. No. That happened because God, the Creator, made it that way. You see, God created all of this, the whole world, the universe, the stars, the sun, the moon, the planets, everything, for man. Why? Why would God do that? Because God loves. And because love is reciprocal, or in other words, you can't just give it. You have to give and receive and give. It's the way love works. I don't think a lot of people understand that, though. Because they're all about, it's me. It's about me. I am going to save the world by cutting off the Keystone XL pipeline, making the transportation system turn to crap, and prices are going to be higher. I'll save the world. No, you're not. You're going against God. And there will come a day that you will answer to God. the Creator. And He's going to give you one of two answers. Either, well done, my good and faithful servant. Go and take your rest. Or, you're going to hear, I never knew you. Depart from me. And when you do that, no heaven. No heaven. Pain. Suffering. Because God showed you love every day of your life. And you were so arrogant and so ignorant that you couldn't even take 5 minutes out of your whole life to see if He really was who He says He is. That is sad. But it's your choice, because love cannot be forced. Freely given, freely received. And if I were you, time is running short. I would find who Jesus is, what He did for you, and start living a life with God.